အားလုံးပဲမင်္ဂလာပါကျွန်တော်နာမည်ကတော့ AD Costa ပါ Okay ကျွန်တော်ဒီနေ့ကတော့ Spider-Man မင်းချိုလုပ်ရှင်မလုပ်တက်လို့ Okay သူ့ဗီဒီယိုလေးတွားကြည့်လိုက်ရအောင်စိတ်လေးလည်းလိုက်ကမယ်သူ့အကောင့်နာမည်ကကျွန်တော်မသိလို့ကျွန်တော်ဒီမှာပေါ့အမတွေ့လားသူ့နာမည်ကဒီမှာပေါ့ခဏလေးပါဒီဟာလေးပေါ့အဲ့ဟာလေးပါသူ့ရဲ့နာမည် Okay ကျွန်တော်တို့ကြည့်လိုက်ရ
Way better. That's right, guys. This web shooter actually shoots web, and unlike last year's web shooter, which only shot bullets, this year's web shooter not only shoots web, but can also stick to metal surfaces. Now, I built this web shooter using some really basic materials like cardboard, popsicle sticks, and some magnets, so nothing fancy or complicated or anything like that. But before I go ahead and reveal to you guys how I built this, alright, well, first things first, link to in the description down below. So if any of you guys like what I do and you want to support this channel, you can head over down there. But other than that, let me now show you guys how I built this, because I know you guys are dying to know. Alright, well, first things first, it's important to mention that I'm going to be modeling this web shooter after the Spider-Man Homecoming web shooter for really two reasons. Reason number one is that the way this web shooter is designed in particular makes it really convenient for me to make it shoot while still maintaining the majority of the aesthetic features. And you'll see more of what I mean towards the end of the video. And reason number two is I just simply think it looks the best out of all the other existing web shooters I've seen. So after I built the main body of the whole web shooter, it was time to start working on the barrel. Now, for this I got kind of lucky and I found a marker cap that was the perfect size for this. So I went ahead and cut that down to about an inch or so, and then I cut out this tiny ring out of some cardstock and hardened it with super glue. And once that was all dried and hardened, I glued that ring to the end of the marker cap. Alright, well, the barrel is done. Now let's make the projectile. And this is the little sort of bullet thing that's going to propel the string forward. And it's also the thing that's going to stick to metal surfaces when you shoot it. Now, if you watched my last web shooter video, you'll know that I used pen springs to make it shoot. But since this time I wanted it to shoot string, I was going to need something a little bit more beefy and robust than just a regular pen spring, since all of that string is going to cause a lot of friction and drag. So I went ahead and bought an assorted pack of springs on Amazon, which I'll leave a link to down below. But this way I knew I would have a good chance of finding something that matched what I needed. So guys, here it is. This is the whole idea with how this is all going to work, right? So basically what happens here is once you put the projectile into the barrel, then you can stick a magnet to the back end of the projectile. And that magnet has a thread attached to it so that when you pull back and release, the thread will sort of trail behind that projectile, giving off the illusion that you're shooting web. Now I went ahead and glued the barrel to this.
အဲ့အရာလေသူပြစ်လိုက်ပြီဆိုတာနဲ့လေအတိုင်းမဖြစ်လို့ကျွန်တော်အဲ့အမကြိုက်လို့ဒီဟာပဲကြည့်တော့
Hey, what's up? Sean here. You make a web shooter without I discovered the internet. This one as beginner friendly as possible. Before I show you how I made this web shooter, a word from our
ဒါလားကျွန်တော်ကြိုက်တာကတော့တွေ့ပါဘူးခင်ဗျာဒါပေမဲ့ကျွန်တော်ကြိုက်တာကတော့
Well, you all asked for it, so today I'm bringing you my fully functional Spider-Man PS4 web shooter built mostly with cardboard. I made this web shooter using pretty simple materials so that you guys could easily make this at home yourselves. So no 3D printer, no power tools or anything like that. Because, hey, on this channel, I like to show you how to make impressive stuff at home using everyday materials that don't break the bank. If you're new here and you like what you see, then consider subscribing if you want to keep up to date with all my newest projects. And if you haven't already, you'll definitely want to check out all the other web shooters that I've made on this channel, as I'm sure many of you will enjoy them. Before I show you how I made this PS4 web shooter, I want to share some of the cool web shooters that you guys sent to me recently. And hey, if any of you out there decide to make something from one of my videos, feel free to share it with me and I'd be more than happy to feature you in a video.
ဟိုအထဲထဲမှာစပလိန်ထည့်ရသေးတယ်ပြစ်တာကိုတော့စပလိန်မထည့်ရ
So I just want to give a personal shout out to all of you who sent me those pictures and videos. You guys truly inspire me. free downloadable templates, which you can also
I
find in
thought
the
that
description box as
question
well.
mark shabby
And I numbered all of the template pieces in the order that they appear in this video, so they should be easy to follow. Well, now just sit back and enjoy this video as I show you how I made this web shooter. Alright, well, first things first, I had to make the base of the web shooter, so for that I used some cereal box cardboard, and here I just lightly scored the cardboard with my knife so that I could get a nice clean bend along those cuts. At this point, I gave this whole thing a coat of red spray paint, and the PS4 web shooter has a bit of a curve to it, so when I glue this front piece right here, it should help the web shooter keep its curved shape. Now, on the side closer to the notch, I glued up. As a side note, I used a simple velvet, and you want to kind of measure and test it first to see how big the loop should be. You don't want to make the loop too big or else you won't be able to tug on it hard enough, but you also don't want to make it too small or else you won't be able to move your finger around without shooting it. So you kind of just want to find the sweet spot right in the middle. For the web string, I decided to use some crochet thread this time, and once I cut the string down to the length that I wanted, I glued a 5x3 magnet to the string. And make sure that the magnet on the string is properly oriented, so you just want to make sure that it attracts to the back of the bullet. Finally, I made a really simple, you just want to start with the magnets. Tap it on the string will automatically snap to the back of the bullet. Well, thank you very much to my patrons, Alex Anderson.
Okay, the village is where the Alon is where now we want them.